and welcome back to the UKLC. I'm still here praying, he's still Orcs, and we just had it was an interesting game, to be honest. There was elements where it's like, man, this could be really good, and then it just kind of fell down to a lot of mistakes being made on both sides, and at the end, Phelan were punished harder than Demise were.
Yeah, I felt like Phelan, you could see their frustration of being caught in the 1-3-1, but they weren't really in a position to force anything. I think they needed to go harder in the early game. They needed to be at a point where Jack Spectre could just walk up and demolish anyone who comes near him. And they just didn't. They played the early game slow. They didn't play, they didn't sort of contest that early Herald, which gave Demise so much time. And then eventually it was like, right, you can't answer the 1-3-1. You can't punish the Ezreal Yuumi. So what you do, you just sit back, clear waves until eventually you inevitably lose. And it felt, I mean, Jack Spectre made the mistake where he walked up in the Yuumi, but I feel like that was let's try force something because the game feels really like it's going in the wrong direction. But either way, ultimately, Phelan still having mid-game issues, still struggling in the aggression. Demise looking better, not perfect, but definitely better than their week 1 and week 2 sort of situations.
So we'll be looking towards our second matchup of the day. It's going to be Enclave taking on BTXL. I was going to ask you what you think of this game, but yeah. It's Enclave are currently 0-5. BTXL are 5-0. And at the moment, we've got a quick delay on Champ Select. I can't see exactly what the deal is, but hopefully it won't be too long before we get into that one. Although there's some spicy stuff getting thrown around here. How are we feeling about this game, Orcs? Because your face kind of said it all. You told me to have some talking points prepared that weren't League of Legends based. if that kind of shows you all.
I am ever the optimist, but this one passes me by. Yeah.
What are our shining lights for Enclave? There's got to be something. There's got to be something.
You know what's the worst part, right? My shining light for Enclave was only Angel. He made that big play around the Baron where they managed to secure it. He's had some decent laning moments, but he's not even playing top lane. He's playing jungle.
Yeah, so, there's actually been a bit of a shift around here for Enclave coming into today. Only Angel has gone into jungle. Mapillion has gone up to the top lane. We don't have 2 people in the lobby.
Yeah, they're working on getting them in.
Yeah. So hopefully it won't be too long before everybody joins in. Here we go. Cool. They're all here. So we're ready to go. Yeah. So Only Angel has obviously been a real kind of shining light for Enclave, even in their losses. And yeah, we'll have to see how he's going to fare as a jungler. I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to offer here for this team.
If we're going to talk about what could happen, Sendo has definitely shown vulnerabilities before in the past. And BTXL has shown that sometimes in the mid-game they can get disrespectful against the weaker teams. So I feel like that could come in.
I mean, we look at the game yesterday they tried something greedy top lane, got punished heavily for it. And the difference was Barrage weren't punishing them after that. But, there is a chance if Enclave can find, a punish on maybe an over-greedy play from BTXL, that they can look to play through the mid-late game better than Barrage did in their game yesterday. We'll have to see, but we're into picks and bans. The Gragas, the Elise being taken away so far. We'll see what Enclave are looking to pinch, but so far it looks like junglers are getting heavily hammered here. And when you've got a sub-jungler effectively, you can look just to try and pinch that pool to the point where it gets uncomfortable for anyone.
You know what's sad? We're not on, how they're bringing out the new changes, introducing all those champions to the jungle on 10.4.
Like Talon and Zed are getting
We're not on that patch. Darius jungle is now a thing.
Garen jungle as well, I think.
Yeah, Only Angel will be great there. Enclave have switched a patch too soon. That is their problem, moving a top laner in the jungle. Do you see the Misfortune come out as a ban? Something deadly heavily leans towards. Yeah, just. I guess hope. I'm just trying to think. What would I do in Enclave's situation?
Yeah, let's take a step back. Instead of like you saying, this is what's open. This is what's open. What you're the coach now. You're Enclave's coach. What's your next ban here? You've got the Gragas. You've got the MF ban away. You're looking at XL. What are you denying from them? Soraka.
Not that. Leave Soraka open. It should be a red side ban. It's banned now, so I can still. To me, you could
what
maybe.
What would you have banned there instead?
It's hard to say, to be honest.
Jarvan's open taxes look pretty good on that.
Yeah, but you can just play Lee as an alternative.
True.
Maybe Maybe the Syndra definitely, for sure. If you're not going to first pick it, I would not want BTXL to have Syndra. Special looks really solid on it. It's probably that. You've already kind of denied the Yasuo Gragas combo, so probably would have been a Syndra ban there. For Enclave first pick, I think you take, well, yeah, if they're comfortable taking themselves, that may be the reason why they didn't ban it. Shows they want to go toe-to-toe on the early levels. BTXL, they could actually pick up the Echo here, flex it into the jungle, but also it means you have that potential as a counter into the Syndra. So it can be problematic there. If you don't want to commit too hard to the Echo this early, you could leave it later to like third pick in the rotation.
Yeah.
You could just go for like an AD carry. You could even go the Ezreal Yuumi yourself, although I feel like you can suffer from that early in the rotation. You could just go Lee Sin for Taxa or Sejuani in this instance, so just prioritize a jungler. You could go the Leona if you wanted to copy on from Bravado and Dan on Fnatic Rising, where you have pretty heavy punishing in terms of the CC combo that you can use together. Braum also works in tandem, but I would not pick this blind. You could pick that on third rotation. So you could just take an AD carry here if you wanted to do that. The Aurelia works well. If you want to go aggression, if you want to go something that can actually punish the Syndra, and you can flex it between mid and top.
That's the key thing. It's technically flexible as well.
Works well with the Sejuani. You could even put it top lane and then pick the Echo mid still is a possibility. And that would be a really strong solo lane setup. That would work out as a strong 1-3-1. But it depends what Enclave pick up here. So you have the Syndra. The question is, you can keep it as a flex. Jarvan makes a lot of sense. You deny that away and also set up for Only Angel to be pretty powerful on. Has more early pressure than the Sejuani. And then here, I'd probably go... I guess I want to keep the flex of the Syndra open, so I think Thresh makes sense. If you're going to play Syndra bot lane, you need something that can offer it safety.
Yeah.
But you could also just go for an AD carry if you want to lock that in quickly, because not many teams are actually flexing Syndra down at the bot lane at all, so there's that side to it.
All right, so
BTXL have
I'm liking what Enclave have drafted so far.
It's pretty standard.
Yeah, that Syndra flex is very much a relevant thing for Enclave, and XL will have to go into this kind of second ban phase with that in mind. So probably seeing if they're just going to try and pick themselves up an AD carry and maybe ban away AD carries to force the Syndra bot lane if they like to deal with it, or just going to go for something a little bit more comfortable. So that's the Gangplank, most likely going to be for Sendo in the top lane, and then we'll see Special on the Aurelia. We could see a flip, but it's been a little while since we've seen a Gangplank mid actually work to a decent amount of effect. And like you're saying, the Aurelia does pretty well into that Syndra, but if Enclave now picks something that can deal with Aurelia mid lane, just slop that Syndra down bot lane, then XL have kind of been baited a little bit here.
Yeah. Ornban comes out. You could potentially ban away the LeBlanc if you feel like they might flex the Syndra. LeBlanc can be decent into the Aurelia matchup, and you're never really going to be able to apply pressure on that if she's playing it well. Enclave, essentially you're looking at the bot lane. Xayah is something that it can make Jarvan's life a little bit difficult. I would get rid of the Ezreal as well, for sure. Yeah. Or the Yuumi is an alternative. Probably Ezreal here. I think Ezreal sets up really well for BTXL to play around their mid laner. And then bot lane, you really can't threaten that hard.
All right, well, one more ban here from XL. They've taken away that Ornn already, so they're looking to pinch this top lane pool. Could look to do that a little bit more as the Fiora gets denied from Apillion. And now Enclave, we expect to see an AD carry banned away here. The Ezreal, the Varus is still open as well as a potential pick for Deadly. Would actually go quite nicely with the amount of kind of setup they've already got for team fights. You know, add the chains in there and nobody's going anywhere. If they want to opt into like a kind of fight composition here for the side of XL. But I see what Enclave want to take away, what they're scared of here. So they are running this timer down. They're going to lock in the Braum ban. Don't want to be dealing with that. I have to see now. Ezreal's going to be the lock in here for Deadly. They could just go for Yuumi as well as their last rotation. I mean, they really like.
They will. I think Kasing was heavily leaning on the Yuumi. That's something he prioritized. The question is, what are Enclave going to do? I think into the Ezreal. I mean, Varus is still open as an option for them. You have a lot of engage pressure potential. You could also go the Kai'Sa if you want to be able to potentially deal with like threat from the Aurelia. Although if they go on this Kiana, they could actually be flexing the Syndra down to the bot lane.
Yeah, it's Syndra bot lane, so we get the Kiana locked in here for Air. How does this fare into the Aurelia?
Not well.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
If you have gank set up, it's pretty good. Like, if you have your jungler assisting you, then you're in a pretty good position. But, like, it's basically, can you dodge away from the stun? You have decent wave clear, but so does Aurelia. And it's like, can you dodge away from the stun? It is pretty snowbally in terms of those matchups. But
Ooh.
essentially like the 2v2 because of the Sejuani is really hard to deal with. Like only Angel needs to be playing extremely well if they're going to win out in that mid jungle. Kale comes in, times he offers a split push threat and is pretty relevant later on in the game. I believe, did those changes come through with regards to Kale?
I actually don't know. What changes were there?
I think they were just on, I think they're not due in yet. So I don't think they're available yet. But it's basically that when you ult an ally, you don't have to cast for nearly as long. It used to be, because right now it's a second and a half, and it's like 0.25 seconds. So that makes it really strong in a team fight. But either way, unsurprisingly, we see the Ezreal Yumi come out for BTXL. Enclave, it's an interesting one. Mid jungle into bot is how they should play it. They should look for pressure between onto special, try and win that 2v2, and then look bot lane. They do have great dive, but the problem is you're up against a gangplank, which can kind of mitigate that. And then in the top lane, you have your scaling split push option. Now, BTXL, win that 2v2 mid, shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then set your bot lane up and play around them, because Ezreal, Yumi, they can essentially do what they want. You have your weak side, gangplank, and once special is strong, you can split off into a 1-3-1, or you can just move around with the map with him and find skirmishes.
And I think, like, we look at what XL have done previously here in the UKLC. They play as this early game aggression team. So you pick scaling on the side of Enclave into them. Obviously, they have some factors. You know, the Jarvan can put some stuff down early. Kiana, providing you're dodging those stuns, you also do have a fair amount of early burst. But top lane is a scaling lane, and if that lane gets camped and shut down, which Sejuani could potentially do. Remember, Gangplank is still melee, so
yeah, it's easy setup there as well. Like, actually, I feel like the better play for XL is play around mid and then lean that up to top.
Yeah,
and just kill a kill.
Bot lane's completely safe. I mean, there is dive potential. If you get scattered, you get hooked, and obviously Yumi is going to be Ezreal taking the full brunt, but he has got that the exhaust. He's got the healing from
Yumi.
Yumi.
Kill Kale so easily, and then you take Herald, you take tower, you just rotate around. Suddenly, your Ezreal Yumi's no longer threatened. Your Relia is too strong, your Gangplank's too strong, and the game's over. That's how I expect XL to play this one out overall.
Yeah, it looks like Enclave, they've opted into a pretty hard one, but if they can pull this miracle off, if they can beat the undefeated team and end their row of defeats here at the end of week 3, it'll be massive for them, but we'll have to see if they've got it in them as we take to the Rift for game at number 2. XL taking on Enclave. Bit of a death brush being set up so far here by Enclave, but looks like BTXL called the bluff. Only Angel playing a bit of bait there. But you can see that BTXL not going to fall for that.
You gotta be careful that cheese in the early game. We don't see many teams do often level 1 strategies, but it's a good way to set an advantage, especially if you're against a team on paper stronger than you, because it is a best of 1.
That ward there will spot them out, though. Only Angel has been seen. So, map not going to get split here as they see them leaving the jungle as well. Only Angel will go over to his blue side. Actually, he's heading red. Okay. Pretty slow to the punch on that, though. Looks like he'll be soloing it as well as Durkin and Heaven. They want to make sure they get that lane priority as quick as possible. Obviously, it is the Ezreal Yumi lane, so you do expect that they're going to want to shove as hard as possible and try and just play with complete priority in the bot lane. It's going to be one of the tools for Enclave here to play around, as Tax is starting up on that blue side, so he'll be heading away from this bot lane as well. So they will be isolated for a little bit, especially in these early levels.
See, actually, Only Angel going a little bit aggressive in the enemy jungle here. Looking to find Taxa.
Oh, they just missed each other.
Okay, I think they did see each other in the end, but there's not really anything they can massively do.
Yeah, well, Taxa's just going to have to lose these wolves. He may look for an invade on the other side as an answer, but I kind of doubt who's going to do that as well. So, attempted something there. Down in levels to special, so special's able to get the stun off with the flawless duet. Get himself a light trade, but seems like a relatively calm start so far.
Yeah, so not much really going to happen until they get sort of that level 3 point. That's where things going to start to look to gain some tempo. And there's a lot of skirmishing power between especially in the middle lane. They're going pretty solidly on these trades, using the camouflage pretty well there.
Looking for the dive onto Deadly here.
You can actually do this
Steven's
this
coming
early.
in. They've got a lot to do here. Deadly holding the shift. The Flay goes wide. They try to get this damage down. He's actually doing a good job to buy time as he flashes backwards. And it's just the most scuffed tower dive ever. Sendo's teleported in, gets himself the watermelon off for first blood. Only Angel falls for a double kill, and it just fell all apart so hard here. Durking has to flash the wall, and Sendo, that was clean.
Good TP coming in from Sendo and ultimately shuts down the dive. Looking a bit rough now for Enclave. 1,500 gold down already. Sendo has a sheen after that base.
Deadly played that so well as well. He did not let anything hit him.
I think the problem is, you know, you have a level 2 Deer King.
Oh no, air! Does have himself the invisibility. Does finally get stunned up by the permafrost, but...
Air's honestly playing this pretty well. I got to give him credit for that one.
Yeah.
Avoiding the stun from Special, using the camouflage at the right time. Pretty solid in this, but still down in farm.
Good hook. Actually, they're looking for it. Special goes down and Air finds a kill.
Yeah, finding their way back in this game. Was looking pretty dire after that dive, but Heathen makes a pretty solid play.
Mapillion just taking this opportunity to try and farm as much as possible. Deadly's looking for Durking here, and Durking, he might just be dead. I don't know if Deadly can do this. Oh, does able to dodge away, so Durking's okay, but that was pretty dangerous.
Absolutely was, and Durkin now chunked out in HP, and that's one of the things that Ezo Yumi has in spades, is that poke potential.
Okay, Orcs. Here's one for you.
Hit me.
If you could travel to any time in history, where would you travel to?
Future.
History. That's what's happened. You can't go...
Universe is cyclical, so how do you know, man? How do you know? If it's traveling back in time, I wouldn't want to travel back in time. Like, is it a temporary trip? You got to explain, like, the limitations.
Yeah, no. So it's only to, it's like you go see something, go do something.
Is there, like, a limited time frame?
Let's give you a week. And the Angel, looking for a gank onto Special, not going to find it.
And another question.
You might have to hold that. Air's looking to jump out of here, but one more auto and he has to flash away.
Good flash, though. Ends up trading with Specials and gets away. But yeah, will it have effects on the timeline?
That's also a really good question because, like, there's always the obvious answers on those ones, isn't there? So I'm going to say no because there are really obvious answers. Taxa looking for something onto Mapillion here. This is what we're saying they could do early. Has the Arctic Assault, just flashes forward with the Winter's Wrath and doesn't actually connect too much there. Mapillion's able to get away, but this does give Sendo, who's already got that double kill, some free time in the top lane. He's got himself a CS lead, and he's going to try and get some plates here. However, the base is coming down. It's a little bit close for comfort. No flash available, so he's actually getting his base cancelled here from Mapillion in the top lane.
Yeah, and he's getting zoned out a ton of farm here. Still level 5, so not really come to that point where we have range with the Kale. Bit rough.
Have you decided now, what?
I'm still thinking. It's hard. I'm trying to focus on the game and think. It's easy for you because you don't think, so.
No, I just do.
Yeah. But you don't focus on the game.
Bit like my solo queue on that one.
Yep.
Actually, Deadly gets caught out here. That's the supreme display of talent. Deadly instantly cleanses and shifts out. Summoner spell burnt there. Actually, good catch by Air. Air does need to be a little bit careful. He's going to dash it over, get himself the invisibility off. He's on a pink ward, so he can be seen as only Angel's looking to collapse in with the help of Heathen. Special makes his way out, got that Vanguard's Edge available to him.
Yeah, and I think they got concerned. They saw Deadly and Kasing moving up, so they do back off there. Enclave playing with a lot of respect in this situation, but ultimately off, falling behind in gold. 1,300 is a difference at the moment. And they're looking to punish Durkin in the bot lane. Syndra's not really had too much of an impact right now.
Look, connects from Taxa, so onto Taxa. They get that Winter's Wrath stacked up, trying to get the damage back in time. Only Angel shifts back, has to flash over, and Deadly snipes him with the Q. Cannon Barrage burnt by Sendo as well to pick himself up and assist. And Just solid play there by XL, punishing Enclave.
I don't really understand why Heathen didn't Lantern Durkin in. If you're going to go for that play, you commit to it 100%. But they very half-heartedly went for that one. And Durkin was just chilling there under tower. And there wasn't really damage to come through from the Thresh and the Jarvan. So, bit of a misplay there from Enclave. Deadly capitalizes, and they're going to get this Fierce Dragon here as well. Pretty solid so far.
Definitely solid play coming from XL. They got themselves a big gold lead at this point. 2K at 8 minutes. Mapillion finally hits that level 7 mark, so he's got range. You can see the gold difference on your screens right now. Sendo massively far up over Mapillion. Pretty much holding the majority of the gold lead, actually. Deadly also ahead of Durking on the Syndra. And what's really telling about how bad this is going for Enclave is the fact that Deadly and Kasing are playing in a lane where they shouldn't have lane priority, and they've got a gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're down in farm, but Sop does come in from Enclave, now Dragon's down, and they have actually reset faster. He takes Solar in position to answer. Herald is going to be that next objective. Now, the question is, are Enclave going to start up now? They're just looking to contest his vision.
Pink in the bush. Heathen's going to go clear it out with the help of Durking.
I expected a lot more from this game, to be honest. It's been pretty slow so far. I was thinking that in the mid game, they try and pressure the mid lane, but Air's actually held up pretty well. I think that's the big takeaway from this one, is Air looking pretty solid.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. He is down in CS, but he's been playing well. He's got that kill as well on special, so pretty much negating that. And now Deadly, he hasn't got the cleanse. He gets scattered, he gets hooked, he gets dunked, and he gets taken out. Only Angel finds the kill. Flay onto Kasing as well. A double kill for Only Angel, and this will be Rift Herald given over to Enclave. So good job by them to actually answer out versus XL here. So Mapillion's shoving this wave into the face of Sendo. Air does need to be careful because Taxa does have his ultimate.
Air playing this one really well, consistently using the brush sort of element to have that invisibility so he can't be threatened. But yeah, good play on a Deadly, and that's the power of the pick onto a Yuumi with an AD carry, is you get 2 kills for 1.
Yeah. And Only Angel's the one to cash that in. True Shot Barrage, just for a bit of an assist. They know this is going on. Question to me is, where is Only Angel going to put this? Where is he looking to kind of accelerate the pressure of the game? Most likely in this bot side, top side. So he's actually going for a base off right now, Mapillion. He needs to be careful. Cannon Barrage is going to get used. Glacial Prison pins him perfectly. Does use himself the ultimate to try and keep himself alive. Divine Judgment. It's Mapillion trying to stack up, trying to get back towards safety, but he is going to go down. Taxa tanks it up, but he is fine, and that is more damage onto the tower top side. The plate's given over, and Deadly and Kasing are able to hold their own with the teleport coming from special to make sure there is no dive available.
So Mapillion's suffering here for sure, but they get the Herald down, they get some plates. They even force the TP at a special, so Enclave doing fine there in that regard. Still holding on pretty well to this game. I'm going to be honest, I expected this to be a lot more one-sided to BTXL.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of waiting for that point. Are they going to find an opportunity just to blow the game open, or are Enclave able to keep pace with them? For now, definitely managing to keep pace. I think a big testament has been Air, and I already highlighted it before, but I expected this mid-jungle matchup of Taxa and Special on these champions to just be chain killing this Kiana. But he hasn't even gone down once. Obviously threatened a bit, fallen down behind in farm compared to the Aurelia, but you'd definitely take that at this point. And Mapillion doing pretty well on the top side. Considering how heavily he was zoned out from farm, he's not too far behind. Yes, the Gangplank has a Triforce, but that's not really on you. That's on the TP. Enclave, not nearly as bad as we expected.
Yeah, they're not massively far behind in gold. 10 minutes hit. BTXL do have that Drake. Next one will be spawning up in a little while, so got a bit of time to work. A bit of time to go before they have to worry about that. And the key thing here for Enclave is they're okay with that. The Drakes are fairly kind of quiet, and they don't want to give opportunity over. Now Air has the supreme display of talent backwards, gets permafrost, gets rooted up by the flawless duet, and finally they find that punish onto him and get the kill. But it did take 3 of them.
Yeah, and it took a lot of time.
Ultis. Oh, sorry, 1 ulti.
Took a lot of time as well, is the big thing. Up to 12 minutes, he survived that long. Ultimately does go down despite his best efforts, but that's the power of the Sejuani Aurelia combo. Easily able to stack up that passive and layer the stuns. They find air, they get that kill, they shut him down, and now they're trying to lean towards bot lane to apply pressure, but Dirking and Heathen potentially waiting for something. And they can't just set up for this dragon. Very hard to contest the vision control with your mid laner down. But a reset... No, being cancelled out. Yeah, wouldn't have thought. 15 seconds on the dragon. Air now running from base, so he has mobility boots. And so Special's going to get mid priority here. Air has to catch the wave, and that should give them the window to start up dragon. Enclave actually looking to contest it. This is risky. You don't have your mid laner with you. This could go very bad.
Remember that glacial prison's available. Everything gets layered on top. They look to jump away. Hook comes out by Heathen. Dirking still got a lot of health to work with. Only Angel got the Cataclysm on top of that. And actually, looks like they've done an okay job to hold this for as long as possible. As Mapillion actually getting jumped onto top lane by Sendo, and Sendo just finds himself a nice and easy kill. Shutdown does come through, though, which is key for him.
They're actually still looking to contest this one despite everything.
Dirking, he's going to hold his eye for the moment. It's Heathen who tanks it up. Flawless duet for the stun. True Shot Barrage clips as well. And with that, they look to try and see if they can contest the dragon more. Air's coming forward. They get the flag. They get the drag. Taxa goes golden, and it's a dragon steal. Nice and easy. Air jumps in, tries to find himself an assassination off. The permafrost stacks will stun him up, though, and he gets locked in by the flawless duet. Only Angel has to flash the wall. Flags and drags away. A special flashes after him. Gets a slow off for the moment. Dirking needs to find this scat of the week. He does. And only Angel steals away the dragon on his debut as the jungler for Enclave. And they keep themselves in this game. The gold lead is starting to balloon, though.
Yeah, and that's my big issue with that play, is did you really need that dragon? Like, how important was that to you, actually? I think the answer is not very. And the result is you give over more gold to XL, which, gotta say, definitely more impactful at this point. So yes, they got the Infernal Dragon. They delay Soul. But they're now 2,500 down, which is a little bit concerning.
Mapillion's getting run up topside here. Barrels connects and Sendo just chunks him out. Now, Mapillion does have the Hextech Gunblade available to him, so he has a little bit of healing to him, and he's one level off being a champion, finally. Obviously, level 11 when you get the waves for the Kale. So it's not all doom and gloom for Enclave. Yes, XL have played this pretty well early, but Enclave definitely done a fantastic job to hold on, and we really put this game down to be a very one-sided affair. It would be kind of jobs done as quick as possible for XL, but Enclave are challenging them at every opportunity.
And that's where my criticism could come in, is it's not always a good thing to challenge at every opportunity. There's some things that you should concede. When you don't have your mid laner there, hard to contest that dragon, especially when your support goes down. And ultimately, they ended up losing members and gold to steal that one away. So you have to question how worth it is. And that's sort of been the issue with Enclave, is they have good aspects to them, but they just end up making mistakes. They are looking for Sendo here. This should be very free.
Yeah, it could be free indeed. They get a lot of damage off. Hook goes wide and Sendo dodges out. No shutdown available for him. Meanwhile, Deadly's going to take this opportunity to pick himself up a turret. And Enclave, they tried for the play, and it failed.
Could look for a collapse actually coming in here. Air is on the flank.
They're looking for something. Cleanse is now back up for Deadly and Flash, so it becomes even harder. They will spot him out on a pink ward, even in the bush. Deadly and Special about as well. Air, if he gets caught here, he could be in for trouble. Teleports are going to get used, and the fight looks to break out. Only Angel, half HP already. Final chapter roots up a couple of members. Flag and drag. Divine Intervention will be used here. That's the Cataclysm. That's the turnaround. Enclave have found themselves too. Air throws out the ultimate, catches out Deadly, who instantly cleanses out. Now Sendo looks to try and get himself a triple kill. Only Angel running to the wind. A flag and drag will save his life, and the fight turns back around. A 2 for 2.
Looked pretty good, honestly, for Enclave. They got them in the mixing bowl off that Cataclysm, but ultimately, Sendo TP's in, and this Gangplank is just way too strong to deal with right now. It's actually going towards the lethality build, so a lot of burst in the mid-game compared to the crit build. I mean, there's no one on the side of Enclave who can really deal with him. The burst isn't there from Dirking, and everyone else is too short-ranged to really get up in his face, because he will just destroy you.
Solid answer there, though, by Enclave. They got Deadly's Flash and Cleanse. Air did a good job to zone him out of the fight. Pretty much just 100-0ing him. Well, didn't get to 100-0 him because Deadly flashed and cleansed, but so far, I'm actually impressed with what we're seeing here from the side of Enclave.
I feel like it's on a knife's edge, though. I just get that.
There is that moment where
You just
one
get that
bad
vibe.
fight, and XL will blow the game open.
I'm just sensing it, and it's making me apprehensive, and it's making me worry because, by all means, I'd love to see Enclave pop off here, and they have had a good performance so far this game. It's just they are down in gold by a pretty significant margin, and I feel like you can see their side lane pressure. They have Special in the bot lane, Sendo top lane. They have that 1-3-1 setup. The waves are in their favor. They find a good fight. I think Enclave just lose too much off the back of it.
And the Angel looks to get collapsed on, takes the Lantern away. Mapillion now level 11. Should start to be able to deal with holding these waves in the side lanes for himself. Has still only got that Hextech Gunblade, and Taxa and Sendo look to start up the Rift Herald.
You can't contest this.
It's a 6-1 Gangplank. I don't know how you would even contest this.
It's not just that. It's the fact you don't have TP on your Kale. Special's actually walking up, but he had TP as well. They could look for an engage here, but...
Yeah, Air's running him down, actually. He's very, very quick. Does get the Cannon Barrage out from Sendo, which is a fairly nice tool, and the True Shot Barrage. Two of those global ultimates have been burnt. Mapillion quite happy just to sit and farm away in this bot lane. They will have to give up the Herald, but it looks like XL are not going to have time to get it themselves. So overall, Enclave, they can be pretty happy with that. They threatened the fight, but they didn't take it. So respectful play while also denying XL a tool.
Yeah, and it's now getting to the point where too late in the game. I think the big thing for BTXL is they wanted to put more priority on the Dragon. They very much could have taken the Herald if they really wanted it there. But instead, going to move down, look towards that Dragon, and just pick up that one essentially for free. More of a late game insurance for the Herald, but actually only Angel, he could look for a steal here.
He's jumping in, actually. Taxis
very high HP.
He's got a lot to work with. Has a Lantern to get his way back out of there. Goes back in with the blast cone. What is he doing? Only Angel flags and drags away. And Special finds the kill. What the hell was he doing? He was out. That's what we were expecting coming out of this game.
You put your jungler in, you take your jungler out. Speechless. I'm speechless.
He was playing so well up until that point. He had flash. I can see his thought process. He's like, I'm going to steal this guy's and flash out the pit.
I mean, you're not.
And Tax was like, you're not, though.
Even he wouldn't have, even if he dodged the R, they were collapsing, they have Ezreal Yumi for the chase. There's no way you get out of that situation again without the Lantern.
In a bush, gets spotted out. Terror shapes over the wall, though.
It was funny, though, so credit to only Angel. He gave me a laugh. And that's what everyone's actually here for.
Yeah.
For my own amusement. And the amusement of you viewers. Game slowed down a little bit, but BTXL is still pretty heavily in the goal lead. See a drastic amount in the top lane. Mid lane as well. Big CS advantage. We praised Air for holding up in lane, but he's fallen down behind him farm. And obviously Special free to just go farm side lanes.
So look at the jump in here. The barrels. Going to force the flash out. The Cannon Barrage was used. Only Angel has that Cataclysm available. Deadly. Arcane Shift and Flash just about to come up. Also, the Cleanser's become re-available for him. So he's feeling pretty safe at the moment.
Triple Triforce and BTXL.
They looking to collapse onto Special. The flag gets the Cataclysm off, waiting, holding for that flawless duet. The hook goes a little bit wide. Air's running him down, throws out the Vanguard's edge, and Special is blinking around everyone, almost gets the fight off, but Deadly gets himself a double kill, instantly cleanses away. Dirking falls, and it's a triple kill for Deadly. Now he's looking for the Quadra. Air's trying to jump away. Can he find that assassination off? I don't think he can. It's a Quadra kill for Deadly, and Mapillion is the only one standing. Not going to chase for the pentakill. He's going to chase for the Baron.
And that, I think, is it. That was the moment. I think we all sensed it. We all felt it coming. And there it was. They look like they can pick special, but ultimately he's able to do so much AoE damage on the back of that Ravenous Hydra and him dashing through the ultimate procs on everyone. And Deadly just comes in for the cleanup. They're going to pick up the Baron here. And I feel like at this point, the hope is gone.
It was a solid fight from Enclave in the earlier phases of this game. But as we hit that 22-minute mark, the gold lead balloons. Mapillion's still not level 16 as well. So he's not really at that full scaled point, and he's only sitting on 1.5 items currently. Components towards that Nash's Tooth is there, but it's looking dire.
It's looking pretty doomed. And it's the expected outcome, I feel, for this game, that if XL close it out, which by all means we expect them to do so, but Enclave, again, showing promise, showing signs of life, showing they can hold up. It's just ultimately, there's still issues there. There's still contesting objectives they don't need to. They're still overstepping at times when they shouldn't. Things like keeping up with farm, lane assignment to keep the farm relevant. It's just, against a team like BTXL, even if you show some good signs, it's very hard to beat them. The hope is that this roster will be able to find a win in the split. It just wasn't to be today. But the game's not over. Just feels that way.
Yeah, you get a little ahead of yourself. XL could, like, harden a team fight and just put Mapillion into this game. You never know. And looks like now they're looking for a shutdown onto Sendo. He just flashes over the wall. Hook from the Heathen goes wide. And the true damage from the Trial by Fire actually almost killed Heathen there. Sendo just extremely fed right now. Special pushing up in this top side with a Baron. Maybe doing his best to clear it.
Maybe, Jake, I'm setting it up this way so when the comeback happens, everyone's even more amazed.
And you look even stupider than normal.
Wow. Yeah, I think everyone in chat listening agrees I'm the one who normally looks stupid.
Yeah. Only Angel looks pretty stupid, flashing over the wall as well, trying to steal stuff.
Would it look stupid if he died there? For sure.
Ooh. It looks like here they are just going to start to lose this battle of attrition. The 1-3-1. Just too much for Enclave to deal with. Only Angel trying to zone Special out, but Special just feels so comfortable just keeping the minions barroned up. Bottom lane inhibitor will go down. And now they're looking towards the mid lane inhibitor tower. Even goes for a flay. Only catches out onto Sendo. Special stepping forward. Throws out the flawless duet. Doesn't quite connect it. Mapillion, only level 14, does have his ultimate available. And it's really feeling like Enclave, this is their do or die moment. So the game is really starting to snowball out of their control.
I mean, yeah, mid inhibitor down, bot inhibitor down. You just have to force a fight. I mean, you can try and stall out the Baron, but I don't think that helps. I don't think the Baron is the reason is going to keep XL. Like, I don't think the Baron timing out will keep XL from taking your structures.
Not that they've now got 2 waves of supers coming in.
Yeah.
Hook lands by Heathen onto Taxa, gets flayed back, but he just takes no damage here.
Yeah.
So much thrown at him. And now Mapillion has to use the Divine Judgment to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Flashes away as well. Final chapter gets thrown down by Kasing. Deadly steps forward with a Q. He's going to be able to take out this tower fairly quickly here. Durking going to try and zone him off for the moment. It looks like they've timed out the Baron, but Enclave lost a lot.
Yeah, definitely a difficult situation from here. The game not over. Nexus hasn't exploded, but Enclave are hurting. Now over 10,000 gold down. And you see, look how much gold the carries have in their pocket on XL side.
3K gold lead up top side.
No, look how much
4K.
gold they have in the inventories. 1,900 for Sendo, 2,900 for Deadly. Special just spent. And if you can switch back to the items, you'll just see what they've been able to pick up. Yeah, Blade Rune King and a BF sword for Deadly. Workings of a Sterix for Special. And Sendo, he finished his Sterix and he's got a BF sword and a crit cloak. So, looking rough.
Looking very, very rough. Mapillion, not even level 16 yet. He's getting there. But a level 16 KO with 1 item
Hey,
isn't...
2 items.
2 items, sorry. Just isn't enough.
Wait. Taxa, it was on 60 HP and he just left the Scuttle Crab.
They were just sending a message.
Yeah.
Saying, we could have crab tonight.
To the Skull Crab.
Yeah.
He's like, I could have killed you, I didn't.
Yeah. mercy
Watch
from
yourself.
Tax has already been pretty brutal to one team. Flawless Duet Flash specials out. And this could just cost them their tower in the top side here. As all of Enclave are trying to collapse up here, but like you said earlier, it's looking pretty doomed right now. Last inhibitor will fall. A bit delayed from the others, so it will the others will respawn before too much problem comes down. As actually said, no, he's dead. They're looking for a fight here. Special goes golden, throws out the Vanguard's edge. He jumps back out. The ultimate comes onto Mapillion to keep himself alive for a little bit longer, but that's going to be a kill for Deadly. Enclave are falling apart at the seams. Air misses the supreme display of talent. It's a double kill, a triple kill for Deadly. Just padding those KDAs here, and Enclave, they can do nothing but watch as BTXL put a clinic on. They're just playing with their food. They're just playing with their food right now. Here we go. It took a little bit longer than maybe it should have there, but BTXL close out the game.
Yeah, they got in the end. Ultimately, Enclave put up some opposition. There were definitely moments where they were saying, you know, we'll contest you, we'll try this. But it was just clear that Control quickly slipped away. They were unable to find pressure in the bot lane, I think was a big aspect. The counterpoint was that Air held up very well in the mid lane to negate that pressure.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where they started splitting to a 1-3-1. Kiana wasn't comfortable going up against Irelia in the side lane. Sendo got hella fed off that TP in bot lane. And then it just kind of felt like even when they were trading evenly, XL's waves in better situations, and they were coming out ahead in gold, and then it just got to the tipping point where Delhi gets a quadra kill, and it's like, okay, game's over.
Yeah, I mean, Sendo getting a double kill at the beginning as well.
We're coming back with Sheen at level 3, up against a Kale who's like useless at that point. That's a.
I mean, let's be real. Kale was useless at all points.
But can you imagine him just walking up to you at level 3, parlaying you, and just like
with grasp as well? Just, whoop, all your health goes.
Yeah,
that was a little unfortunate for Enclave. There were elements, though, that was impressive. You know, they did try and fight. They did go toe-to-toe into some areas, but in the long run, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But we really expected a much more one-sided game. And that was still pretty one-sided, but we were really expecting, you know, something to be a lot more one-sided. And I think you got to kind of give a big shout-out to Air, though, because like you said, that was a fairly easy lane to camp, and he did a good job just to negate a lot of the pressure thrown on him. Yeah,
I think that's a big takeaway. Air was playing pretty solid. Only Angel, there were some rough moments, but looking okay in the jungle. Mapillion, you're playing Kale, so there's not really much for you to do. Yeah,
2 items at the end of the game.
It's hard to say more. It's a 5-win team against a 5-loss team.
Well, 6 now.
True.
With that, XL are 6-0, and Enclave, unfortunately for them, are 0-6. They need to look to bounce back next week. But our next game is going to be an absolute doozy. Fnatic Rising taking on Barrage. Both these teams 4-1 in the standings. This is the battle for second place. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break.